As you just saw, the senior night opening ceremonies along with the national anthem performed by Scott High School Choir. And now we have Harmon versus Jason Cuffey at the center, and the tips want to go to number 50, Clinton Parsons, rounding out the other starting five for Poca. Number 1, Jacob Sisson, 20, John Bush, 24, Hunter Hawley, and again 44, Jason Cuffey, the stud. Going to be a first-team All-Stater more than likely, and number 50 again, Clinton Parsons, who had the ball and looking for Cuffey, and right away they get it down low and get off to an early lead. And your Scott starters real quick and wearing the white uniforms. Number 14, Jesse Belcher, a junior. 20, sophomore, Nevin Honeycutt, starting instead of Dolan for senior night. Number 23, David Ward. 45, Justin Harmon. And number 30, Marshall Tully. Dave Ward tried to go with the rebound and is stolen away. It goes to Jason Cuffey. Now to number 20, John Bush, down low. Parsons can't handle it off the shot as Ward blocks it there. And off the miss, Nevin Honeycutt comes to the rebound, gives it to Jesse Belcher.
Trying to do too much, Tony.
Yeah, you can't make sometimes it takes 4 or 5 passes to get to where you need to be. Can't go all forward in one heave-ho. That's all right. It's early. Got to get them jitters out, right?
That's right.
Still 2-0. Minute into the game. Jacob Sisson over to Parsons. Hunter Hawley, Jason Cuffey working on Tully. Parsons shot up good. He's got 4 now.
Yeah, looks like Harmon's going to go out and try to get that, ain't he, Tony?
They're going to have to extend out a little bit, and he's showing a little range. Belcher with another turnover. 2 quick ones for him. 4-0, 6:25 and counting as Jacob Sisson brings the ball up the floor for Poca. Right hand side, Cuffey left open for 3. 7-0, Scott finds themselves down in the early hole.
Yeah, they've yet to even run an offensive set, Tony, on this end of the court.
That's the way to get it started, though. As Belcher finds who he's looking for that time, Dave Ward. He goes and connects. Clinton Parsons going for another shot, and Harmon stepping out a little bit that time. Getting a little pressure, forcing a miss. Dave Ward going to bring the ball up the floor. Baseline, can't get it to connect. Rebound's going to go to Hawley.
First, you got to do a good strong take by Dave.
And John Bush going to go coast to coast and finish it up. 9-2. 5:30 to go in the first quarter. Jesse Belcher over to Harmon. Tully over to Belcher. He's going to go in through the paint, kick it out to Honeycutt. He's going to go in. Going to get blocked by Clinton Parsons, and the ball off the block bounced off Honeycutt's arm. And Coach Kringer does not like at all what is going on right now, so he's going to take a timeout and stop the bleeding before it gets too bad too soon. A lot of time to go yet. Just Scott's still trying to find the rhythm, it seems, huh, John?
Yeah, they just can't get nothing going, Tony. It's hard to run offense when you can't get across half court. The J.R. Bush kid from Poca, he's going to give Jesse some trouble because he's a little bit longer than what he is. He's got about 3 inches on him. So it'll be interesting to see, man. They got to push the ball up the floor. They can't. Saw them in the past game struggle when Jesse didn't bring the ball up the floor. Now Dave, Marshall, I mean, them guys can dribble. You know, they need to. If Jesse's covered, they need to bring the ball up the floor. There we go. I'll get it in a minute.
We're getting our pregame jitters out too.
Chewing this stupid gum.
That'll happen. It's hot in here. We got to keep some kind of moisture in our mouth of some sort.
I'm telling you.
Kinger likes to keep this heat level at about 140. As Dave Ward returning the favor now, blocking on this end, and it goes off the hands of Poca off the block, and it'll go to Scott.
9-2, you need a bucket here, Tony.
Yeah, you got to get that momentum ball. Yeah, momentum ball. We'll call that tonight. We'll get that thing rolling. And this Tully, Honeycutt was not expecting it. And Bush going down here on the other end, bank shot. The bank is open for that young man at the free throw line. It's always great when you're hitting the bank from straight on.
Yeah, it is.
It's going to be a long night for the Skyhawks if that's the case. And Scott throwing another one away.
Man, just real sloppy right now, Tony. Just look ill-prepared.
Coach Kinger doing everything he can to keep his team focused and in this one. 11-2.
I was going to say, a lot of people come to the game and find him comical, Tony. We get to see him on and off the court. He's a totally different person, man. Family first.
But I tell you what, you won't find that our coach has more love for each and every one of his players, will you?
No.
I think it's highly misinterpreted around the area. Belcher, left-hand side. And Harmon's going to go up and one. Drawing the foul there is, Hunter Hawley's going to get his first one.
And when he catches the ball that deep in the paint, Tony, it's dangerous.
He's got that drop step. He loves to turn over the left and the right, and that's what makes it so makes him so versatile.
And Poca fans was upset. They thought they drew the charge. That guy slid under, and that's a block.
And Cuffey's just going to go right back and get those 2 points back. He's got 5 early ones, 13-4.
Got to stop the ball in transition.
Got to, yeah. It's, like you said, that's twice now. They've went right down the court, maybe even more than that. That's just 2 I can think of. Dolan out top to Harmon. Right side Belcher. Dave Ward's going to go in and can't get the ball, but Tully with the putback.
I really like that matchup size-wise, Cuffey and Ward battling out. Dave's got the right idea, try to put the ball on the floor and go to the basket, pick up some fouls on Cuffey, might lighten him up, the way he plays.
Yeah, if he gets 2 on him early, that changes everything for him. And Harmon getting the block here, 13-6. Dave Ward finding Tully. About kicked the ref right in the face.
Yeah.
On that rollover. Would have been incidental, which would have been probably made it more funny.
Tully, tough as nails.
Oh, yeah. He hits the deck, don't he? He's not afraid to give up the body for the team.
No.
And Tully gets the first one to trickle through.
Yeah, definitely the way it's starting out. They want to start hitting their free throws. They don't want to give Poca any edge. Any edge whatsoever early.
And Tully connects on the second, so Scott now down by 5, 13-8. Just starting to get a little more of that momentum. A couple more baskets starting to fall in for him every now and then. As Will Schaefer has checked into the game for Dolan.
Good to see him back on the court, Tony. He took a spill last time we was here, man.
Yeah, it was bad.
He set out last Saturday against Sissonville.
A disappointing setback for last week was a highs and lows week for Scott.
Yeah.
He got beat by Point Pleasant and Sissonville. 3 is good by number 1, Jacob Sisson. 16-8. Jesse Belcher. Up top to Schaefer. They're putting the pressure on deep outside the 3, aren't they?
Yep.
Tully, pump fake, going in. Got his defender off his feet there a little bit, and it was not a bad shot. 16-8, 2:20 to go. Bush firing up a 3, long 2.
Got to get a hand in somebody's face. Crowd agrees with me.
Yeah. Dave Ward. He's hitting the 3. Now under 2 minutes to go, 18-11. Scott down by 7. Poca, 18 points. That's pretty high. Yep. 20 now.
Yeah, man.
You think that eventually they're going to taper off, but you never know. They're so far so good for Poca.
Yeah, Parsons putting on a baseline clinic, Tony. I'm making that shot.
Dave Ward can't get it to fall as he was guarded by Cuffey. 20-11. Scott down by 9. Bush going to go in through the paint. Can't get it to fall. Rebound's going to go to number 24, Hunter Hawley. He's going to be fouled. Justin Harmon going to pick up his first personal. And again, at the line of shooting 2 will be Hunter Hawley. And he misses on the first. It's something to keep an eye on, folks. If you wonder, the man lingering around the background with a towel, they've had a couple drops of water drip from the ceiling here, so that's something to keep an eye on over there throughout the game.
They've done a pretty good job. They put one person on handle on that, and every time the ball goes off, it's into the floor, he's out there wiping it. Good job, Mark Hale. That's his name. He's a local Little League official. Umpire, I should say. There's your shout out.
Yeah. Dolan, who's come back in the game for Will Schaefer.
Everybody just kind of standing around, Tony, not real lethargical here on offense.
That's what they wanted, though. Got it down to him in double coverage, and he still finds a way to go up to the turns toward the baseline and connects. 20-13. Parsons getting it down low to Hawley. He can't connect on it. Partially deflected by Dave Ward. I think that's 3 or 4 blocks by Ward now in this first quarter. I think that's 3.
Yeah, I think I got him 3 too.
He's been averaging about 3 or 4 a game. Number 34, Matt Perkins checking in, a senior for Poca. Nevin Honeycutt not able to connect on it, and the ball still alive, going to go to Cuffey. Excuse me, Perkins. Nope, that's Cuffey.
Yeah.
That's Cuffey. He can't connect on it. Honeycutt getting the rebound. 20 seconds left here in the first quarter, 20-13. Scott down by 7. Dolan getting it out to Ward. Nice job of splitting the defenders, getting his rebound, going up, going to get fouled. Cuffey picking up the foul. Well, that's only his first. That's better than him going in the second with none if you're Scott.
Yep. Good explosion by Ward to the basket, too, Tony. So like you said, splitting the defenders. Hope that he won't take that rim on, front straight on next time. Get to one of the sides, use the backboard.
And Dave Ward connecting on the first. 20-14. And boy, what a moral victory it'd be for Scott. As well as Pocas came out and played here in the first quarter, only down by 5 going into the second would be a very, very nice thing if you're a Skyhawk fan.
Oh, yeah. Because they didn't have the best start whatsoever. And Poca, they come out stroking it, so.
Dave Ward connects on the second. (20-15), 9 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Cuffey taking the ball out for Poca. Gets into Parsons. Parsons with the rush ball floor. He's their big man. He's showing he's got some mid-range there, and shot no good. And then the first quarter comes to a close off the missed putback by Poca. 20-15. And we'll be right back here with the second quarter of action on WVSportsNet.com.
Your sports voice of the Valley.